the input of data into RMS for an ASN and invoice, from the main menu, click on Enter EDI Data. This brings up a list of all orders and invoices. You can sort it and only view the orders. You can also put in a customer filter. If you click on the ... it brings up a list of all of the different retailers. I just clicked on the company name. It put it in alphabetical order. I can do a search, and I'm looking for a Nordstrom order. It's case sensitive, so that's why I have it in caps. Use the % as a wild card. So if I click find first, it's saying that there's 5 that were found, and they're all different Nordstroms. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Nordstrom retail. I'm then going to choose this purchase order, and I can double click on it. It brings me from the select tab to the order tab. Here, this is like the header part of your invoice, so you want to fill in the different fields. If you'll note in red down at the bottom, when you run your mouse over the different field, it tells you, like at this example, it says enter a valid SCAC EDI shipper code, and then here date shipped and so forth. So first I'm going to go ahead and choose a ship via, and I'm clicking on the ... which allows you to do a lookup. If your ship via is not in here, you can add it. I'll just add a generic SCAC code. SCAC code is 3 to 5 characters, and I'm just going to set this up as a test. Note that when I just did this to save it or post or edit, you click on the black check mark, and then you can select it. Alright, and if you enter through these different fields or tab, it will fill in the information. Date shipped, I'm just filling in with today's date. If you note down at the bottom, estimated arrival date takes today's date plus 4 days. Cartons of store. This is the system will, if you click on the arrow, once you populate and do the boxing, it will fill in your total cartons for this store. Weight the store also, when you click on that red arrow, it takes your quantity shipped, multiply it by the weight per UPC to get a full weight for the store. Bill of lading number, this creates a VIX BOL number, which is a 17-digit calculated number. Carrier reference number, this is when you test with each retailer. A lot of times different retailers require different things. This could be a packing slip number, could be an invoice number, could be a another tracking number, so forth. So recall on your testing that this might be a required field for that retailer. Okay, carrier charges, we got collect, we've got prepaid. I'm just choosing collect. If it was prepaid and you charge freight, that's where your freight would go under the freight cost. Remit to number. If you click on the ... it pulls up the different ones that I have populated in here. Each retailer, again, usually they don't require anything, but it's possible that they require a retailer assigned ID. This could be your DUNS number, could be a payee number, could be anything regarding with your factor, so you can select the correct remit to number. Invoice number will auto-generate, and our system auto-generates with the reference number. Otherwise, you can definitely insert your invoice number from your ERP. Okay, I'm just entering through the field. It gives me today's invoice date and so forth. Ship to number, if there was no address for this ship to, it would say address not on file, and the ship to information does need to have the ship to address. A lot of times RMS does give this to you based on what was on the retailer's website. So if this comes up address not on file, you can follow up with RMS for a ship to address list. Alright, so basically this is the header part of the invoice. I'm now going to go over to the items. I'm going to click complete ship, which will make the quantity shipping equal to the quantity ordered. So you got total quantity ordered 3, total quantity shipping 3. Nothing's been boxed as of yet, and that's the full dollar amount of the invoice. If you do change your quantity shipping, you can of course still do the complete ship and change your quantity shipping. A lot of times when you've got multiple UPCs listed here, it's much quicker to just do the complete ship and then change the ones that you are needing to change. All right, and again, here's this black check mark to post your edit. So once I do that, it changes the numbers here. Basically, your invoice is done. Right now, I'm going to go in and do the box items. Here you've got many different options of how to box it. Now, this is creating your UCC 128 label, which tells the retailer when they scan it exactly what's in the box. Here you've got all the different options of how to box your goods. You can do all-in-one, which means that we're shipping 2 pieces. It'll put all 2 pieces into one box. Case pack is based off of the actual case pack here. So there's 1 in each box. So this would give us 2 labels since we're shipping 2 pieces. By group, you're able to, this is mainly used if you have like small, medium, and large. If you've got 2 small, 3 medium, 2 large in one box, you can go ahead and do a group quantity. This, of course, would not work for this one, but if you had multiple items, you could say, okay, I've got 2, 3, and 2. And then you would click execute, and it would generate it for you. By quantity is what I'm going to use, the scanner and the wedge. You do have this capability for, let's say, if the warehouse was to do all of this for you, and you can set it up so it'll import. All right, we're going to do a by quantity. So basically in your box quantity, I'm going to fill in a 1, and this is for the very first box. So I'm going to do execute, and if you note here, you've got unboxed is still 1, but quantity box is 1. And I'm just going to choose all-in-one just to give you an idea, showing that the remaining 1 item will go into one box. All right, unboxed items not found. That's a good thing. That means that everything's been boxed. Down here at the bottom, you've got UCC boxes and items. I've got my 2 boxes here with my 20-digit UCC carton number. And on the right-hand side, it tells you what's in each box. All right, you've got a bunch of different options here. You can print these labels or report or any of these different formats by store, which if this is a PO, it's a store breakdown, it'll only give you the labels for this one store. If you wanted it for all of the stores for that PO, you would choose PO. 1 is if you need to reprint just 1 of the labels. All is it'll print all labels for all customers that have not been transmitted, but you do have boxing for. Customer, it'll give you all open labels, meaning it has not been transmitted, but boxing is complete for just customer Nordstrom. Restart, let's say you've got 100 labels that you're printing and your printer messed up. You can restart it at any point. The different formats here, you've got labels. You could do a report, you can send it to a file, content label, and so forth. Okay, I'm going to click on the printer. Oh, and I'm only doing 1 label here, so doing yes. Okay, and I've got it set to go to a PDF, so I'm just going to name it test label. Okay. And this is the label that would print. The carrier is that made-up carrier that I said. Pro number, I did not enter anything into the carrier reference number, but each retailer has their own label format that they require that we do set up initially before you begin your testing. All right, so then that is it. Print operation complete, and now you're done. Well, let's go back to the order tab. I'm just going to click on, okay, we got 2 cartons and the weight. This is all based on the UPC set up in RMS with a weight per UPC. All right, I'm clicking on the post edit, so now we're done, and you can send your ASN and invoice. This completes the walkthrough of the entering the data of ASN and invoices. Thank you.